So I could have looked back perhaps and presented what we've been doing over the last 4 years, but I'm going to concentrate really on the present and the future and what we're looking forward to as we emerge from COVID. I want to just touch on some ministry highlights of the last 6 months, which I think demonstrate the emergence. When we had planned for this year, we planned for 3 more months of COVID restrictions and 9 months of getting back to normal activity or new normal activity. And that has proved to be correct by God's grace. So I think it's probably started with the young people, the junior doctors and dentists and student leaders of Europe who last October gathered again for their European conference in Italy with a new movement emerging in that country. And then our regional teams got back on the road again. Here we see Alex Bolek, our East Africa Regional Secretary and Africa Coordinator, reconnecting with the Ethiopian National Movement in November last year. New movements are developing. A Dominican Republic doctor who trained in Russia came in contact with other Christian doctors and got a vision for a movement in her country. And that movement has been established just in the last 6 months with a visit from Mario Ruiz, our Caribbean or Central American Regional Secretary. Sudan has split into 2, and the Sudanese region in the north of Sudan, the national movement has just been rejuvenated, again with a visit from 2 of our regional secretaries recently. One of the new movements that's joined and will join us officially at the World Congress next year is the Rwandan movement. Here they are doing a mobile clinic earlier this year. Our regional teams are on the move. So this is the South Asia regional team who in December last year traveled for the first time in 2 years back to Nepal to do a series of meetings with that national movement. And other movements are being discovered. The Moldova movement has been growing for the last 30 years, and we've had recent meetings with them online to establish contact with a view to moving them to formal membership next year. So all over, national conferences are starting again. The US National Convention, the biggest ever, happened this year in April, as did the UK CMF conference as well. Again, the biggest ever, I believe, and a real marker that people are desiring to get back into real face-to-face fellowship again. So the picture everywhere is of the COVID ending and people coming back to meeting together face-to-face and new movements emerging. 3 of the regions, I think, where there's been an extraordinary amount of growth recently are Southeast Asia, Francophone Africa, and Eurasia. And most of the field workers you'll see in this slide are new. They've just come onto the team in the last couple of years. And you can see in all these regions, there are orange countries, which we believe are moving towards membership of ICMDA in one of the next 2 World Congresses. So what are our plans going forward? The COVID period has helped us to focus on what our priorities should be. And we've identified 8 strategic priorities, and I'll go through these briefly now. So first of all, we are aiming to establish new movements. We have 84 national movements at the moment by the time of the Hyderabad World Congress. And in the Tanzanian World Congress, which will be next year, 2023, we hope to welcome a number of other national movements. And we've identified in every region of the world those countries which we think are close to joining with ICMDA and coming into the association. I won't go through these one by one, but you can see them illustrated on this slide. And you will find this whole PowerPoint presentation is on the server where you accessed all your papers. And so feel free to download it and use it. Our second aim is to strengthen existing movements, helping them to grow in 10 major areas, including leadership, advocacy, volunteers, evangelism, resources, corporate governance, and so on. And our focus is upon developing resources and training methods to help particularly the young and new movements to do that. And so ICMDA is a global body whereby the stronger, well-established movements help those that are just coming on stream. And you see illustrations of this here with visits from regional secretaries to Ethiopia, to Nepal and Vietnam, all established movements which by association with others could be strengthened. We believe that the key to starting and strengthening national movements is by growing servant leaders. And so a huge priority during COVID has been to develop training tracks which will help leaders, especially young leaders, to develop. And you can see the 9 different training tracks we have here. And in the summer of 2020, we began with 3 of these online tracks. Each track has 10 to 12 people on it, and it runs for 10 weeks with an evening meeting every week. And when we ran the initial 3 tracks, we filmed all the talks. And the idea is that those who get trained on one track then become facilitators for the next track and coaches for the track after. So we ensure multiplication. So we began with bioethics, organized by Professor John Wyatt, with the Sydenham Leadership Training Program, which was developed by the Christian Medical Fellowship in the UK, and with the Confident Christianity Program, which was also developed by the Christian Medical Fellowship in the UK. So we began with these 3, and as we've multiplied leaders, we've got to the stage where at the beginning of this year, we ran 28 10-week training tracks all at the same time, each one meeting every week, each one led by facilitators who'd been trained in previous tracks. We now offer these in a total of 8 different languages. And you can see here the first Arabic Sydenham track took place this year with some of the participants pictured here. And so you can see the growth in this slide. We've now had 4 generations of training tracks since we started in summer 2020. Bioethics started with 1, and then in the next generation, there were 3 new ones, then 4 new ones, and then 4 further new ones at the beginning of this year. So 12 tracks altogether, all run in English. The Sydenham has had 21 tracks in 6 languages, Confident Christianity, 23 tracks in 4 languages. And altogether, in terms of people going through tracks, either as students or facilitators, about 800 people, some of them going several times, have passed through 65 training tracks so far. And so our vision is that we would continue to multiply leaders in this way. Another part of training and developing leaders has been the global weekly webinars. When we started these in March 2020, we did not know how long it would go, but it's now been 2 years. We run one every week. They're all available on the website, the videos and the resources for the use of the national movements. And we've had over 51,000 views so far on YouTube or live. It enables us to get some of the best speakers around the world across a wide variety of issues at the interface of Christianity and medicine. Also, during COVID, we relaunched the International Postgraduate Diploma in Family Medicine. This is a 2-year course that can be done online alongside someone's normal job. So it's 1 You do it in your own time, and everything has been digitalized and is online. There are monthly online mentoring sessions, and 15 modules are completed over the 2 years of the course. We've just had our first cohort. Some have graduated. The others we're all very close, and we'll have the opportunity to resit the exam later this year. The second cohort has just sat their first year exam, and the third cohort has started in May this year. So altogether, we have almost 120 students on the course from 39 countries, many of which do not have postgraduate programs in family medicine. And our dream is to run this course in French, Spanish, and Russian in the future. And my colleague, our head of training, Santosh Matthew, will tell us more about this later in today's program. Our fourth aim is to foster strong fellowship, which we believe, of course, we can do online, as I think the Lord has enabled us to prove over the last 2 years, but also so conferences like this and the Pan-African Congress, we are hoping to get back to running regional events around the world. There will be regional events this year in the Middle East, North Africa region and in Latin America, and we expect more will come on stream as COVID lifts further. Our fifth aim is to build strategic partnerships, and these are some of the organizations that we work very closely with as in addition to our national movements. Some pictures of conferences that bring these organizations together in partnership. Communication is our sixth priority. We've put a lot of effort into developing the website and our newsletters, which go out monthly, and trying to use the latest technology. The Doctor's Life Support is now in its fifth edition. We have received 375 entries so far, and so we're now editing these to produce the English version, which we plan to do in the next couple of months. And then over the next 12 months, we hope to make this available in all of the 7 major languages of ICMDA. So English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Arabic, and Mandarin, both in hard copy and in soft copy. And that is part of a translation project to make all our resources and time available in the 7 main languages which doctors and dentists can speak worldwide. We try to employ cutting edge technology, and COVID has been a great boost in helping us to think creatively about that, and using technologies such as the Slack platform, which enables online interaction and reflective question responses. And you can see here, this is the synonym group in French, the first one, and they're reacting. I might argue the most important is to mobilize intercessory prayer, because we are a global body with people from every nation, and all of them important in God's sight, and all of them helping one another. And one of the main ways that we can help one another is by upholding one another in prayer. And so we put a lot of effort, or particularly Josh, our executive assistant, does in putting together every 3 months a global prayer diary, which goes through each region of the world and brings your events to the attention of doctors and dentists all around the world so that they can pray. So here is the South America page for May, and our regional secretary there, Jorge Papatian from Uruguay, pictured with events. And of course, these are translated into all of the main languages and are made available through WhatsApp groups and Twitter and Facebook around the world. And so there we are. I hope that gives you an overview of ICMDA, not so much looking back as looking at what's happening now and where we believe that God is leading us in the future. Thank you. Thank you very much.